First Connor was born, and then I was born, and now we're adults and we're playing games. It's the Digi Bros.
Alright.
Hey. Just start talking about something.
Hey yo, welcome back to Digi Bros.
You always say you don't like my intros, but then you let me do them.
No, I love them.
Oh. Well then
they make me
don't
brain
tell
dead.
me you don't like them.
I said that they make me brain dead.
They do.
I listen to them and I'm just like, what the fuck is
You know what? I've been
about?
watching a fuck ton of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia lately.
Yes.
I'm on like season 5 of like 9. I already watched season 9 and I think 8, so I don't have to watch those. But that show is fucking great. And I get this sinking feeling while I'm watching it, like, this is the kind of show I want to write, and I'll never write a show that's this good. Like, there's just no fucking way I can never write something that good. It hurts.
It's not even, like, mostly written, right? It's
yeah,
like
but I mean, they still have to
improv.
come up with episode concepts and shit like that. And I'm
Right.
like, I can't come up with this stuff. Like, it's too good. Like, I'm not clever enough.
I don't know, man. Maybe all you gotta do is take, like,
And the
comedy
characters are
classes
so
and
good,
shit.
man.
Like, just
Like,
get,
those characters are mastered and realized.
like, comedy writing is just different from regular writing, and you really
Yes.
gotta, like,
Well, you have to be prolific if you want to do episodic shit.
write that too. Well, ooh. I
I
mean, like, comedy people are good at comedy.
Yeah.
You know, like, those guys would not necessally be good
They're-
at making
yeah, they're
other kind of
comedians,
shit.
you
You
know?
know, they're all. Everyone on the show is definitively a comedy guy,
Yeah.
and you know they're clear.
Ah, fuck!
Wow.
He didn't make holes last time!
Wow.
Holy shit!
Awesome.
Oh, we're in for the long haul, boys!
Yeah. Ooh, at least
Oh, you thought I did good on the last boss? Oh!
at least this run's not as bad as the
For
Four
every
Kings
boss
run.
I do good, there's another 5 where I eat shit.
Yeah. But yeah, the Always Sunny guys are definitely like they're that's also how I feel about like Game Grumps. Like they're not like amazing, but they are comedians
And they're
and like
consistent.
yeah, they make like a lot of there's times where you know, there's times where they're just sitting around, there's whatever. It's Game Grumps. It's their job.
Yeah.
They got to do it all the time. It's not always going to be at the top of their game. But like they're both so quick-witted that they
Yes.
can make a joke on like the drop of a dime. That's
God,
like,
I wish I
brilliant,
were
you know?
quick-witted.
Right.
I am lacking that. I wonder if there's a way to train your wit.
Well, I think I'm a better off-the-cuff speaker than Aaron or Danny
Yes.
because they're not good at formulating whole thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
like they're
It's
really
whatever you're trained at.
yeah, they're really snappy at like comedy, but when it comes to like trying to explain something, it's really difficult. Where
Yeah.
Aaron will spend like an entire episode trying to explain some basic shit that I could have said in 1 minute, you know? And like that's why I understand
Or what you perceive as 1 minute as you rant for
Right.
30 minutes, but
well, I mean, in 1 minute in the middle of a 30-minute rant, you
Yes.
know, like cuz
you make multiple points.
right, I
whereas
talk
he would've had
forever,
one
but I
point.
go through like a whole like arc of my
Yes.
conversation.
Every fucking conversation with you is a thesis paper.
Yeah, and like I'm starting to like really appreciate that where because when people were first saying like, oh, I think you guys are better than Game Grumps, like a
Yeah.
few people said that, like I was like, no, Game Grumps are way better. But then
Ah,
like
shit.
I listened to a Game Grumps episode where they tried to have like a conversation as opposed to being
Yes.
funny
Fuck.
or telling a story. Like they're great. Danny is amazing at telling stories, you know,
Yes.
and that's different. Like we do tell some decent stories on this show, but like they tell great stories, they make great jokes, but they don't have good like explanations and conversations. And like when I hear them do that, and then I listen to one of our episodes, I'm like, yeah, I am definitely better than them at that. You know, that's what I've
Having
trained myself to
intellectual
do.
conversations.
Right.
Or pseudo intellectual conversations.
Yeah,
about
not just about being
horseshit.
intellectual, just being able to articulate myself.
Yes.
You know, and do it on the fly.
On the fly.
And that's
on the
why
cuff.
I've grown more because when I was growing up, my parents were always telling me that I should join a debate team because I
Yeah.
just won't shut up about stuff. I'll keep arguing until I fucking
Until you win, or someone
right.
else or they've been driven so fucking insane that they
Right.
give up.
But like I've gotten so much better at to me the way you win an argument is not by you have to convince the opponent that they are wrong.
Yes.
You know, or get to a point where they're fooling themselves by not admitting that they're wrong. You
Yes.
know, or if you're doing it for an audience, making your audience think that you're definitely right. You know,
Yeah.
and so like when I did that argument with that anime snob,
which was great.
which yeah,
Which you just wrecked him. Which yeah, your presentation of that was wonderful because you were so calm and so like
Right.
to the point and just like you seemed so factual that you just seemed like you were winning at all times.
Yeah.
Like you just wrecked him.
It would have been even like he sped that up, he cut out all the silences and he
Yeah.
sped it up, and like on the one hand that was better for like making it entertaining, but it would have been like I talk so slow when we did the
Yeah.
recording. Like I would just sit there and like
You
meander
just
through my
sound so
points and
humorless
stuff.
that it's
Right.
like
Well, because
very
that's
legit.
a part of it was because there were people doing work in the attic, and I didn't want to.
it really
be loud,
reminds me
you
of
know?
Jon Stewart going on like Fox News and shit. He's on
Right.
interviews with them and he's just so like dead and like he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
And oh yeah, I don't have to fucking kill the things again. That's right.
That's what I was.
That's how you beat this
I was
thing.
thinking that might be the case because the holes were opening up, and I was like, do you just have to?
Yeah,
Like,
I forgot you don't have
only
to
do
you
it
don't
once?
have to beat each part twice. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
To an
Ow,
extent.
Fuck.
Except I'm already on the other fucking side of the map, so I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
But
Shit, I hate this fucking thing.
yeah. So like, fuck. What were we
Fuck!
talking about? Right, Rory.
Ugh.
Rory Khan. So yeah, like I was already prepared for my argument. I set it up, but like, the way I argue with him is to make him like feel himself that he must be wrong.
Yes.
You know, and I do that using entrapment techniques, or I just like trap him in his own logic.
Yeah.
Where it's like, think about what you're saying, buddy, because the shit you're saying, you're just throwing out words, you know, and like, because that's the point. Like people get mad when you have like a pedantic argument. Like some of his fans were like, "Oh, Digi's just like twisting his words and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's what an argument is. Like, if
Yeah,
you can't
it's
make
manipulation.
right. Well, like he wasn't making a point. He's like just throwing. He keeps saying stuff like, "Oh, well, you know, you should be like this," and I'm like, "Yeah, well, then how come I have more subscribers than you?" You know, like just throw something out like that out there, and it's like, you know. I'm not necessarily criticizing his methods. I'm criticizing the way he sees his methods. Where, like, I think it's fine for him to talk about the stuff he talks about, but he can't. He acts like that's the only way you should do it, and it's like, that's where I start going. But bro, you know, if that's the only way to be successful, then why am I successful? Or if that's the only way that you're supposed to see anime, then why do I see
Then he
it
flip flops when
differently?
you're actually talking to him, where it's like, oh no, that's, you know, that's not how I am. It's
Right,
like, well,
exactly. And he keeps flopping back and forth, and I'm like, well, then
Yeah,
what's
you
the point
are.
of arguing? Like, you clearly want to be this character, and even the, like, logic does not factor into it.
yeah.
So then, why argue about it on like with me? You know, we just feel differently, and there's no logic to it. You just want to do things this way, so why even argue with me? And that's why the argument kind of peters out. You didn't listen to the second half because I stopped it because I didn't want to hear anymore.
Yeah.
His voice is
Dude, when I
fucking
wear Havel's
obnoxious.
armor, I look like a rhino.
But like the argument just kind of peters out after I fucking call him out for liking Welcome to the NHK and Tatami Galaxy, and
Yeah.
him trying to defend that. Oh, everyone's life was totally at stake in that. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, whatever.
No.
dude. And so that was where it just kind of falls apart. But another argument that, while I found this argument obnoxious to listen to, but I think I did it well, was when me and you
Oh,
argued
shit.
in the Mario playthrough
Oh god.
about
I didn't have good defense.
right. I just
I
destroyed
was like,
you.
fuck, I'm losing.
Completely destroyed you.
Which I remember afterwards, I had said that I had more points to make to argue against,
didn't
but then
remember what
I
they
couldn't
were.
remember what they were. Well, I mean, I don't remember what they are now,
Right.
because I had remembered them after the fact. I was like, alright, I'm gonna come back in and make it a little easier on myself, but no, now I totally forget. I don't remember what it was even about.
It was about that.
Like, you not listening, I
Yeah,
believe.
you were trying to accuse me of not like that all we ever talked about was my life
Yes.
and never about your life. But from my perspective, all I hear about is your life, like
Yes.
because you're the person I talk to the most, and we talk about what you're up to all the time. So then I just like fucking just kept telling you like every specific detail of everything that you were doing, and you didn't know anything that I was doing.
And then
at the
Trevor
time.
defeated me by spoiling my New York trip,
Yeah.
which I'd been saving for Digi Bros. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, Trevor? It's gonna be a surprise.
But yeah, like it wasn't as fun to listen back to as I made it sound like it was gonna be to myself. But like
Yes.
I was proud of the argument I put up. That like with such short notice, I pulled out so many great
You did wreck
points.
me with evidence,
Yeah.
so yeah. And I mean, I didn't phrase my part well enough, so.
So what I'm getting
did a
at
shit
here,
job.
I don't remember why I got
I was just
onto
trying to
this.
be antagonistic at the time.
Yeah. I don't remember why I got onto this topic, but the point I'm getting at is that I feel like I'm starting to like enjoy that. Like I'd like to argue with more people that way.
Motherfucker, how did you not realize that way back in the day?
Well, 'cause
like,
I've
you've
never-
always been good at that.
But I haven't though. Like, cause the thing is, when I was like younger, I very much have it in my head that like I'm just right, you know.
Yes.
So like the end result of the argument is for me to be right. Whereas now it's more about what I want to do is just make people realize
That they're
like,
wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not about
You just
making
want to
people...
break people?
Well, it's not about making people agree with me. It's about them, like, checking their logic on the shit they say. Because there's, like,
Yes.
there's a lot of critics and stuff that I like who say
Ah,
certain shit.
what the fuck?
Like, the
Ah! I'm sorry, let me fucking... Ah! Last time, I ate all of those fucking hits, and now it just sweeps me off the cliff like a fucking douchebag. Fuck Havel's armor.
I think it's probably better to just do this light and just run like hell.
Yeah.
This fight is totally
Son of a
brutal.
bitch! I'm not sure, like, if I can roll through those well.
You can,
I think I just
but
need to
you
eat
have to
'em.
time it right.
Son of a fucking... God damn it, this takes for fucking ever.
Yeah. So, anyways, the person I want to argue with the most right now is YMS.
Uh-huh.
Your movie sucks. And the reason is I love him. I love his videos. He seems like he wants to be my friend, and I want to be his friend. So at some point, I'm
Aw.
definitely gonna start talking to him,
Uh-huh.
right? But the biggest problem I have with YMS is that he believes in objectivity, and he said that, like, you know, he reviews based on his opinions, but his scores he tries to be objective.
Yes.
And his idea of like objective is that like it's all like technical. You know, he's like this movie is like a movie that has no plot holes and has all the technical details correctly. That's a perfect film, you know. And so he'll give a 10 out of 10 to a movie that does everything right, nothing wrong, you know, like that's a 10 out of 10. And I appreciate where he's coming from, but I still think that giving that a 10 out of 10 is still an opinion thing. It's not objective that that's what means 10 out of 10. Because, like, you could say that, like, plot holes, there is some degree of objectivity that, like, that if something breaks the logic of a film, then that is a plot hole. But whether or not a plot hole is a bad thing is not objective.
Yeah.
Like, that's you deciding that plot holes are a bad thing. Or that's you deciding that this or that is, like, what matters in a movie, right? So, to say that a film's quality is determined by, like, its technical skill is, like...
Kill me.
It
Please,
ignores
please
that
kill
people like movies for not those reasons, you know,
me.
like...
I want to die.
And it wouldn't bother me if he just gave a 10 to a movie for technical reasons because that's what he cares about, but he criticizes other people for giving 10s and stuff to movies. And, like, the worst YMS video is this fucking video he did on Babadook, where he spends the whole time complaining that everyone overrated this film. He's like, oh, everyone gave it these high-ass scores, and there's all these things that are wrong with it. But, like, all his problems with it were super nitpicky, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of personal stuff. Where it's
Right.
like, oh, I found the kid really obnoxious. And it's like, well, that's...
Right.
I guess if you were coming from the perspective of an objective criticism, then it's
Well, like,
that doesn't really work.
Well, I mean, he does have some points that are yes, objectively, that shot composition is not necessarily correct. I get it. But not everyone cares about that. And people don't judge movies based on, like, on those factors that he considers objective. Like, people don't give a 10 out of 10 for technical perfection.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't, because technical perfection isn't the only good thing a movie can do, nor necessarily the best thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I understand why guys like him love, you know, like a movie like Synecdoche, New York, where it's like every technical detail is perfect and everything in the movie, like, makes sense. It's got deep themes and great characters and stuff, and, like, I get it. But, like, to me, that movie would probably be like an 8. You know, because it doesn't hit me on a personal level, and that's where I judge films from. Like, to me,
It's weird. With that one, I feel like it hit me on a personal level in the wrong way.
right?
It's
Yeah,
like, I get it, but...
I don't want to
that's-
get it.
Yeah.
It's about fucking.
Like, that's the part I don't
morbid
like.
shit.
Oh, what the...
Are you like missing a core concept here? Like,
Last time I blocked it. and then he hit me from behind. This time around, and he just smacked the living shit out of me.
I definitely feel like I'm starting to understand why Donson hates this boss so much.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm doing I mean, I'm always doing fucking I don't need to reiterate that to you guys. I think you get it by now, that this is a really fucking bad run.
Yeah.
And it's not like you'll ever believe that I was better at this game at some fucking point.
Yeah. It really is true. No matter how many times we raise the point that, like, you can't be good at a game and talk over it at the same time, people will never buy it.
Yes,
They always complain. They always tell you you suck.
Even though it amuses me when, like, Trevor or Brandon or anyone tries to play a game on this, and then they're just like, oh man, this is really fucking hard. Like, I can't concentrate. I'm like, yeah.
No shit.
That's what it's like.
Yeah, so anyway, what I was saying, yeah, I want to argue with YMS about that point. Like, it doesn't bother me that he gives 10 out of 10s to those kind of movies. It bothers me that he criticizes other people for it, because I don't consider that to be what a 10 out of 10 is. To me, technical perfection or whatever is not that interesting. Like, it can make a movie better, but it's not, like...
So yeah, I would get mad at him for judging other people.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's okay for him to do it in his own videos, because that's his own thing, you know? That's his shtick. That's how he judges his stuff.
Totally.
But it's like, don't get mad at other people.
And he brings it up all the time, where he's always saying, like, oh, this movie's overrated and stuff like that. And I'm like, to me, a movie, nothing can be overrated.
Yes.
Like, I hate Sword Art Online so fucking much that it makes my balls hurt to think about. But and like I might call it overrated because, you know, I think it sucks and like it's overrated to me, but it can't really be overrated. People feel how they feel about it, you know. Like, if someone thinks it's an 8 out of 10 show, then that's what they think, and it's really not I can't like tell them they're wrong. Like, why is my opinion more important than theirs, you know? Like, yeah, it has a million plot holes, but most people don't give a fuck about that. They want to see a dude fucking sword fight people inside a video game. Like, I get that.
Get hot chicks. What the fuck? Do I have to jump there or something?
Maybe.
Fuck my ass,
Definitely
my dick, and
seems
my
like
balls.
the
Fuck my cock.
The patience was paying off there.
Yeah, I've never been patient on this fight before, and I've done a better job than this, so...
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just be patient this time. Fuck Fino.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a...
Shit on my ass.
This is a really, like...
Oh, sidebar.
Egregious.
So, there's a dude in my class, in my production class, named Steven, and every time I hear his name, I think Sturbin from Sword Art Online, and then I think Sturbin Universe, my Sword Art Online Steven Universe crossover.
We still need to do that. We need to
which amuses the fuck out of me, and so all day I'm just thinking about Sturbin Universe.
I've been thinking, like, forever that I need to collect, like, a bunch of Sturbin seeds and set it to the opening
Sturbin Universe.
for Steven Universe.
Fuck yes. Sturbin is Death Gun. Spoiler alert.
Is that a spoiler?
Don't
they know from the beginning
I think it's pretty
that
fucking
Sturbin
obvious.
is Death Gun?
No, they were like, the Sturbin, that must be like his name. But they're not sure. They don't know. They just got a hunch. They got a pretty big hunch.
Yeah,
they got
well, because they thought it was Steven.
Yes.
They
no, I thought that the name was Steven, but they read it as Sturbin.
No, his name is Sturbin, and they read it as Steven.
Yeah, I remember being
because that was the funniest part, was that it literally has in English letters the word Sturbin on screen, and they're like, huh, Steven. And like, it was so funny because it's like, you clearly can read English letters well enough to make out Steven, but it's not Steven. So like, if you can read English letters,
Steven,
then how do you not know that it's Sturbin? You can see the letters! Sword Art Online logic, man.
Nah, man. Steven is Death Gun.
If I could redo my Sword Art Online 2 videos, I would take out a lot of the like minor pedantic shit that I complain about.
I made it to the second thing.
And really make like stuff like that, like really complain about that stuff, you know?
Just the nitpicky shit.
Hey, well, because it's like, when I watch YMS, he doesn't cover a lot. He like takes one thing and then just like really harps on about it a lot of the time, you know?
Just really lays into it.
And like,
oh shit, look, he's got big parasite hands.
There's like a few times that I did that in the Sword Online videos, but a lot of the time I'm just like going through like a bunch of little stuff.
I don't remember this being like that where you have to jump twice. Whatever.
A lot of that little stuff that I complained about, like doesn't matter as much to me now.
I just instantly died. Well, no.
Okay, you got him down another thing.
Yay. That's why I'm at least glad you don't have to fucking
that's the
fight
only
the whole thing every
fucking-
time.
That would be
That would be fucking bullshit.
just beyond fucking.
Beyond. Is that what he says? It says beyond something.
What song?
It's Death Grips.
Beyond the lies of
Yeah.
college, I fucked up with you and all the truth, but we never know what will, of course.
Anyway, Sturban Universe.
What? But you don't hear me though.
We are the sacred gems.
Is that your
We
Sturban
always
voice?
save the day.
Sturban has like
No.
a Darth Vader voice.
Yeah.
By the way, this episode's running extra long because I don't want to do another episode of Bed of Chaos.
Oh.
If possible. Like,
Yay.
I keep
More
thinking, like,
giant episodes.
maybe I'll make this the last run. Maybe I'll make this the last run. And then, like, I just let it keep going.
Sweet.
I don't know. Maybe I'll find somewhere to split it in the middle in between conversations if it seems like there's a really good place for it.
Jack and bow.
But we'll definitely cut after this
Yeah.
after this attempt, whether you make it
Yeah.
or not. So you should try to make it.
Sweet. I will try my hardest.
We
No promises.
are the crystal gems.
We
We'll
always save the day.
And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in garnet, amethyst, and pearl. Whoa, when did it always burn behind you like that?
No. It's only after it goes all crazy.
So, have you been
Wait for him to wake
have you
forward.
been caught up on Steven Universe? Because I've
It's been on hiatus.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
I mean, I was already like a few episodes behind. I heard there's another Steven bomb coming though. Like they're gonna do another big
yeah.
event
I died.
thing.
Oh, cool.
Next time on
I mean,
Digi
they've been on
Bros,
hiatus. I
we're
hope
gonna
they're
try
fucking
to.
doing something.
Next time on Digi Bros, we might beat the Bed of Chaos.
Hey.